Audible. Nope. Okay, I think I should be audible now. Now, if you could see me, that would be really cool. Hey, there we go. That is a singular working camera. Let's see if I can get another camera going. Let's see if I can get another camera going. Let's duplicate that one because this one's working. What do you mean that name is already in use? Okay, well, let's put this in. That didn't work. Is that? Yeah, that camera should be on. I think that camera's on. Is that camera on? I don't know if that camera's on. Nope, it's on. It's just not showing up in the scene. If somebody wants to let me know, chat, if you can see and hear the stream, that would be great. I haven't actually checked that audio is at all functional yet. But I think it's working. Yes, I do want to remove that. Okay, let's try adding this one more time. Add existing. I guess we'll just do a new one. New. Device. Canon digital camera. Hey! There we go. Hi. Okay, so now we have a scene for that. Okay, we got some scenes. This should theoretically basically be everything needed to be streaming. Well, look at that! Isn't that cool? Okay, if let's see here, should probably check that audio and video are actually working. If somebody wants to let me know in the chat, that'd be great. I will also try to pull up a YouTube viewer on my end. Oh, okay, I can hear myself. My speaker is built into the Mac Mini here, so that's not a very good test of the audio levels, but the meter looks like it's correct, so I think we're gonna go for it. So tonight's stream is I've got a okay, you know what? Let's get one more. Let's get one more scene and camera set up here so I can use my iPhone. That name is already in use. Okay, and then let's add a video capture device. Add existing. That should work. So this entire time, this thing has just always managed to automatically connect. And now the second I want it to actually automatically connect, it's not connecting. That's great. That's real good. Some high quality stuff right there. Okay, let's actually, if we just plug it in over Lightning for a second, maybe that'll trick it into doing what we want. Hey, look at that. There we go. That did work. Yeah. Okay. Come on, you can do it. Oh, it's because I have my iPad running via Sidecar. Okay, I see. That makes sense. We will just leave that be. Let's do this camera. So, what are we doing tonight? We've got an SCM right there. That is the Merlin. That needs water cooling, and we're going to be using. You can't quite see it. It's kind of hidden back there. We're going to be using that water chiller right there. So, to hook that up to the Merlin, we've got all of this unistrut mounted. All of this unistrut. So yeah, so that unistrut is going to receive all of that PVC that is on the ground there, and that's going to make the cooling loop for this microscope. So what are we doing tonight? We're gonna start, probably not finish, but start putting the PVC on the strut. And we're also going to get this box working. This box is a big old fume extractor because we're going to be using some especially smelly PVC glue. So I think the first order of business is to not be huffing PVC fumes too much. So this has got a carbon filter in it. It's got a lot of filters in it actually. But the one that we care about is carbon. So we're going to get that thing commissioned for use for this project. And then we're going to start gluing some PVC up. So, anybody got any questions? Feel free to let me know in the chat. Anybody see anything I'm doing kind of silly? Also, please let me know in the chat. Anybody got any better ideas on how to do stuff? Again, and this might sound repetitive, but please let me know in the chat. So, let's reposition some cameras here for getting getting our filter commissioned. Oh, this is a little bit wide to be fitting through this door. That's fun. That's very fun. Okay, let's flip this one up a bit so it'll fit. This is well planned. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, there we go. Oh, oh, please don't fall, camera. Embracing the chaos. Okay. Okay, so this is a, it says ESI on it, but it's not actually ESI. So this is the fume extractor we're going to be using. You know what? We could use some more light in here. We'll see what I can do about improving the lighting situation just a little bit real quick. So that should have restored sidecar, or not, we're not using sidecar anymore. That should get this working, maybe? Maybe working. A. Come on. Oh, I know you want to do it. I know you want to. Because I turned off sidecar, so now it's not using Wi-Fi to stream to my iPad. It should be bringing that camera back. Also, curious how my audio is in here right now. I've got a water chiller running, and that may be just slightly interfering with things. So I can, actually, you know what? I've already turned that microscope off, so I can just turn that water chiller off, and that'll help the audio out some. Okay, it appears this is not working immediately. So we'll just switch to this camera, and we'll just go get some more lighting real quick. Okay, what's on a long cord that I can just yoink right now? You know what? We'll go with the smaller one. That's going to be slightly easier to deal with. Okay, there's some lighting for us. Oh, look at that. Is that as tall as this one goes? It is as tall as this one goes. Okay, this is kind of a short light, at least as far as lights go. But we will overcome. Okay, there we go. So now the question is, how do I get into the room? Somehow. I get into the room somehow. I think we'll just move that over. There we go. Okay. So, this is our filter. This is a... Oh, who makes this one? It's not actually ESI. ESI is rebranding it. In reality, this is a BOFA. Yeah, this is a BOFA AD1000. Well, it might just be an A1000. So, what do we got to do here? We got to put this panel back in. Here's my extra little ground. There we go. It's not extra. I mean, it's for this panel. Okay, so that's grounded. You know what? We can do a brief tour of this thing. Might as well. Press the start/stop button to activate movie shooting. Okay, so something happened to that camera. Are you back? Hey, you're back. Okay, cool. Y'all gotta let me know in chat when stuff like that happens. What just fell? I have no idea what that is. Okay. Let's change to this camera here. There we go. Oh, that actually doesn't look too bad. So, what is this thing? We've got our first filter bag that our air comes into. That gets pulled into that bag. The intake's on the back of that bag. Then our air goes through our HEPA / gas filter. And then the airflow kind of comes down along the bottom and then back up the back to the our blower motors there. And then you can see the tops of the blower motors are connected to those exhaust tubes, and those exhaust tubes go into the acoustic dampener on the right side there. Bump the exposure up so you can kind of see those exhaust tubes. So yeah, those are the two blower motors. And this thing's got a little bit of smarts inside of it. It's actually got a pressure sensor. So it can detect the static pressure that it is currently operating at. So it's kind of got some self-calibration routines it does. It could have a remote stop-start if we wanted it to. That's not being used right now. But yeah, it's pretty simple. One of those for each of the motors. We got the blower contactor back there. 24 volt DC power supply. The control board. The user panel. Although actually I think this one up here is maybe even more the control board than the other one, because this one up here is actually where the pressure sensor connects to. Yeah, so no, this is a pretty cool device. I really like it. And yeah, we're going to use this to eat all of the PVC fumes so that I don't have to breathe those in constantly while I'm doing plumbing work. Let's bring this tripod in here. Okay. Let's get this chiller turned off because we don't really need it running anymore, and it's just loud and unnecessary. Oh man. It's always nice when you turn off a piece of equipment that's just rattling in your brain like that. Okay, let's get the panel back on this. Okay. Let's, why isn't, there we go, we're just not even close, there we go. Okay. So this has got an L630P on it right now, which is a plug that we can use. I am set up for that, but I've only got that in the back corner. I don't really have that everywhere. I've got more of the, what are they? L515? I don't remember exactly. So if I end up needing to use this really far away from here, we may need to switch the plug to something that I've got other plugs elsewhere. But that shouldn't really be an issue right now. Okay, let's make sure this is starting in the off position. And chiller's down, so we don't need the chiller as of now. Yeah, already feeling how short this is. I guess we want the port we're going to be using facing towards our work area. Okay, got that in. Oh, cool, it's on. It's moving air. Cool. That wasn't terribly hard to get going. If anybody wants to let me know what my audio quality is now that I got this thing running, that would be greatly appreciated. We can go ahead and get our tube, our air tube. Yeah, I've got an extension for a different, I've got 220 extensions, just not for L630. I got it for the 15 amp non-twist lock. I guess it's not L, because L is locking. It's just R. I think it's just R520, R515. Yeah, I can already hear this thing throttling as I put this on it. But yeah, this is not a very large consumer of power. so putting an extension on it is just fine. Well, there we go. That is our fume extractor. And I've only got it on like setting 2 out of 6 right now, so we got a fair amount of headroom as far as how much air I'm moving here. Let's go, I'm gonna go find the smoke pencil real quick. So we can visualize it. Yeah, that's doing something. Let's switch up what camera we're using here so we can zoom in on that a bit. Okay, that's not too bad. Let's speed it up a bit and see what it does. Okay, I'm trying to remember how you set airflow. Okay, that's a lot more airflow now. The air is moving. Where's it exhausting right now? Ah, that's our exhaust port. Right. Come on, turn on. Please turn on. There we go. I'm very curious how the audio is doing right now, considering how much louder this thing is. Yeah, it's moving some more air now, that's for sure. Oh yeah. Okay, cool. Well, I don't think we need that extreme right now, so we'll turn that down. Come on, turn down, please. Okay, that's about 50%. That should be good. Cool. Oh, sweet. Audio's working better than I thought it would. Okay, so now that we got that taken care of, I think we're ready to turn our attention to, well, we need to kind of hold that thing by where we're working. So I think I'm going to go get a additional stand. Really, it'd be really cool if this would work right. Huh. That is notably not my camera, yet it is deciding to use that camera. What is going on with that? Man, this works so well every single time, right up until I actually want to do anything with it. Please see the camera. This is not a complicated request. Okay, I'll be right back with the thing I want to use to hold up the tube, or the thing I think I want to use, which is just a lighting stand. Okay. A lighting stand with a bunch of weight on it. Let's see if I can do this and not unplug a camera as I come through the door here. Ta-da! Okay, let's roll this chiller out of the way. Let's roll this back out of the way some. Ah, it's even got this clamp right here. I didn't even plan this. This is great. Oh, look at that. That's a fume extractor right there. See if I can't figure out how to use this other clamp. Hey, look at that. That's not bad at all. I'm pretty happy with that. Actually, I kind of want to flip the chirality of this, if you will. It'd be really great if this was like 90 degrees. Maybe I can just bend it. No, I guess I can just bend it. Cool. Well, there's our, this appears to be our fume extractor. Almost. Very, very nearly. There we go. Cool. Fume extraction. What could go wrong? Okay, let's get some, okay, let's, we'll move this around a bit first. I'm gonna have to untangle this camera's cable. I don't really need the ladder right here at the moment. Beep, 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 beep. I did actually put some amount of effort into trying to turn this stream into something that wasn't just me moving a bunch of tripods and ladders and stands and stuff around, but I think that's kind of the nature of the work before me at the moment, so we're just going to kind of roll with that. Okay, we'll get that light plugged on in. There we go. Okay, so we're going to be starting here. We're going to be putting some valves here. And then we might add some more unistrut in, like kind of below the valves we're going to put in. But I think to start with, we'll get valve. We'll do one valve up to the 90. That's going to go, so valve, pipe, 90. So let's do that to start with. Okay, gotta bring some buckets of parts in. Huh. There's only one valve here. Where are the rest of my valves? That's fun. We'll deal with that momentarily. Let's just get some parts in for now. Parts. Okay, round 2. Okay, round 2 of parts. Here we go. I also get to introduce you all to one of my favorite tools I got for this project, which is the Milwaukee M12 PVC pipe cutter. This thing is amazing. Let me grab a battery for this because, you know, it needs electrons to flow somehow. Yeah, this thing's fun. Check this out. Look at that. Just does it. It's so satisfying. And it really, really does beat ratcheting 1,000 times, especially when we're going to be making as many cuts as we are tonight. Okay, let's get this tool flipped out for the bit for the strut clamps. Let's get some strut clamps out. So we're going to be holding up all the PVC with some unistrut clamps. Where's the fastener? There it is. So what direction do we want this to go? Do we want it to go that way or that way? I think we'll go ahead and start with it. We'll do this one this way and we'll do that one that way to start with, unless we find a good reason not to. Nope. Goodbye. Okay. Just throwing everything around tonight. There we go. Strut clamp. That's not quite level. Oh, that's even less level now. That's slightly better. You know what? Let's just switch cameras here. There we go. This camera's got better autofocus anyways. Let me fix the white balance on this one. Let's bring this one up a bit closer. There we go. These strut clamps are pretty cool. They've got a got this rubber part here. So this is what actually clamps onto our PVC. And then these two halves here go into the strut, and then as you tighten that bolt on top, it kind of clamps down and pulls up and out on the strut, so that it kind of digs into the strut a bit here to really hold it in. Okay, so let's get... Now, wherever I had the strut mounted to the wall, you can't, depending on the piece of strut, you can't quite slide a clamp past that. So I guess I do need to decide. I mean, this one on the left here, it's going to go somewhere between those two. So this is fine right here. I'm going to turn the fume extractor off for now, because we just don't need that going at the moment. We're not making PVC glue fumes quite yet. These are from Ferguson Plumbing Supplies. They're a cushion clamp for 1 1/8 OD, and it's part number FNW7816Y0112. If you're interested. You know, let's go ahead and get a valve up on the wall just to see what that looks like. I'm gonna, let's see here, do I have a short? Okay. So I'm using these union valves. So these union valves are pretty cool. They've got, it's a union and it's a valve. So that's a Viton O-ring there. And we can just twist that closed like so. You know, you need a little bit more, man, I think we need more lighting in here. I'm gonna grab one more light at the same time that I grab some more PVC tubing. So I will be right back. I should have a light pretty much ready to go. Oh, there's some PVC tubing. And light. There's a light, not on a stand, but otherwise ready to go. Is this one of the longer cords? I think this is one of the longer cords. Yeah, this is cool. Do we need a stand yet? You know what? We'll start without the stand. It'll be fine, right? What could go wrong? Okay, let's switch some stuff around here. Okay, we don't really need to charge the iPad right now. That frees up 3 plugs. Here, look at how much more light we got now. Oh, I'm tangled in the light and the camera's falling. That's great. Look at how much more illuminated. Okay, we are gonna need another stand for this light. I'll grab a stand real quick. We're gonna need a taller stand than that one. Oh, look, a stand with a light. We'll just grab the stand, that'll be faster. Okay, stand acquired. That's some dramatic lighting right there. It's not quite what we need. We'll come back just a bit with it. There we go. That flickered. Let me make sure that's tight. There we go. Okay, much more lighting. Yay. So we got just kind of a test piece of PVC here. This one's a little bit awkward because I did a test bend in it. We might be able to get that through still. Yeah, there we go. Oh, that evened it out a lot. There we go. Cool. So one of the questions I want to answer is, if I have a valve here, how close do I want the other valve to be? So to answer that, I'm going to need another valve. So I'm also going to need another piece of PVC. Okay, there's a piece of PVC. There's another valve. So if I want to get my valves as close together as possible, what I can do is I can stagger my valves kind of like this, and then I can get them right next to each other. But I could also just have my valves a little bit more spaced out and put them like that. Now, if I put them like that, I can have both valves at the same height, and I can have both valves pretty close. And honestly, they don't save that much room. What do y'all think? Next to each other or like staggered? I mean, right now I'm only putting 2 lines up, so I'm not utilizing very much of this strut run, and I really only foresee ever doing another set of 2 large lines like this. So I don't think I need to shove as many valves as possible on this particular wall. Yeah, I think I'm with you, Martin. I think spacing them out is going to make the most sense here. Okay, let's adjust this strut clamp, because this one is screwed in over top of a one of the screws holding the strut up, which meant I couldn't move it where I wanted. Okay, so that's where we want it now. Come on, come on. There we go. Ah. What's going on? You're cross-threading. That's probably my fault. Well, there's got to be a good pocket for this thing somewhere. There we go. Okay, what's going on with the threads here? What did I do to you? I cross-threaded it a little bit. Okay, I think that's in the nylon now. Well, it's not, but... Okay, there we go. We got that thing back. Cool. So now we can put some more strut clamps up here. Oh, we got conflicting opinions. Nice. Oh, I thought you were going to stay there. In my head, when I was planning on this, I was planning on having them horizontal next to each other. Yeah, so strut is cheap enough. I'm not worried about how much the strut is. This is the amount of strut I have set up, you know, and to do a whole another set of strut is like a lot more effort. So I don't really want to have to do another set of strut if I don't have to, but you know, it always seems like you have a lot to work with at first and then it just all kind of disappears somehow. Man, this stuff is so satisfying. Do I have a low point drain if I shut the system down? This basically is the drain. I mean, there's going to be flexible tubes that connect here and then go to the chiller. This is basically the low point in the run right here. Okay, so let's see how this looks next to each other, and then let's see how this looks kind of stacked. Okay, so that's what we're looking like next to each other. So that's not that bad. That's pretty tight, honestly. Okay, so take a mental picture of that. So how do we feel about that? Versus something a bit tighter, like that. I'm not as opposed to this as I thought I was going to be, actually, looking at it now. That's not bad. So the trade-off is let me get this camera back. So the trade-off is that, I mean, either way, I'm going to be able to have like enough room to turn them like at the same time. in this configuration, I can have the tubes like closer together horizontally. Yeah, I'm not going to be installing any more valves on this piece of strut yet, but this entire run of strut is sized with eventually having more valves here in mind. And I kind of have a suspicion that at some point in the future, space is going to become a little bit more of a constraint than it currently is. So I think that it's probably not a terrible idea to go ahead and try to save on space as much as I can right now. Well, I would be consistent if I could, but this is actually my first install in my shop using PVC like this. Yeah, I think side by side with a little bit more space is totally fine looking. It's just, am I going to regret not saving space later, right? Like, this isn't about today. Like, today either is fine. In the future, it's what do I want? And like, I have a feeling I'm going to be adding gas distribution to this strut as well. And so things might get more cramped once I start to throw the swage lock gas lines up on it. Yeah, I mean, staggered's not bad. Like, I can still like service these valves, you know, I can still pull the unions apart. And it's gonna make the line, like whatever width I put the lines on here, that's gonna be the width that these lines are apart, like all the way up and over. Yeah, I'm gonna regret either decision, of course I am. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and I think we're gonna stagger them. I think we're gonna save space while we can, given that all of my other strut runs in the shop, despite being done with a different type of pipe, I do feel like I'm running low on space on them. I'm gonna grab a different level real quick. That'll be useful for doing these. There is a better level. Okay, got a first level I found didn't have it, it's only flat top and bottom. This level's got a groove on it, so the groove kind of goes around the piping really nicely. But this actually isn't the piece of pipe I'm going to use, so let's grab the actual pipe I'm going to use. And now I've got, okay, yeah, and now I've got to start making the actual decisions about which pieces of pipe I use. I guess we'll start with, so if I have a piece that's long enough to cut both of them from, that would be convenient. So I will do, here's what we'll do. I'll bring my longest piece over. I'll bring one of my shortest pieces over. Well, you can't see them, but pipes are coming in on the floor right now. Okay, where is a tape measure? There's a tape measure. So we're looking for a approximately 46-inch And approximately a 43-44 inch. So we'll just call it 245. So we need a 9. So if we want to cut this piece out of two, if we want to cut two pieces out of one piece of pipe, I need a 90-inch piece of pipe. Do I have a 90-inch piece of pipe here? Oh, I got way more than 90. Okay. Even this shorter one I think is 90. Okay, so I can cut this shorter one in half to length. Oh yeah, this one's, can't even fit that one vertically yet. Yeah, I think no reason not to build compact is right. Okay, let's, so then the other thing I gotta figure out is how far away the pipe's gonna end up from the ceiling. Okay, here's what we'll do. We'll just throw a 90 on that, and then we'll throw a short piece of pipe on, and we'll kind of put that up on the ceiling just to, and then we'll just cut it to length. Where's a short piece to use as a guide for this? I know I have a 90 around here that I've been using for this exact purpose, actually. There we go. Okay, so I got a little 90 with a short piece on it. Let's see if I can reach up there with this. Hey, I can, cool. I figured that was gonna fall. That's why I wasn't standing directly underneath it, so it didn't fall on me. Maybe it's time to bring the ladder over, actually. This is where a small step stool would come in handy, but all I've got is a big one, so let's just make this corner as cramped as possible, why not? You heard nothing. Now this thing's flat, just the floor that's not level here. The floor's not at all level here, wow. There we go. Yeah. The floor in this building is not level. That is just a fact of life around here. No, I know if I need to put that one in yet. I'll just go with this for now. Something approximately like this is probably what this is going to end up being like. Look at that, we got something on the ceiling now. Okay, so we'll leave a little bit of a gap. We'll plan on leaving a little bit of a gap right here because that's going to give me like just a little bit of gap right there. That's like my tolerance on this. And a bit more of a gap there is just going to make my life a little bit easier when it comes to how precise I'm going to have to make all my cuts and everything. Let's go ahead and so we can pull this off. I'm going to pull this piece out because this piece is just too short to do anything with. And it just wants to come right out, so that's convenient. Look at that. Okay, cool. That way I'm not going to trip on it. This long pipe is not doing all for me, trying to avoid tripping hazards though. Okay, so that's too long to be able to put in right now. So we're just gonna measure, and we could always cut it shorter, right? Yeah, always can cut it shorter. There's my tape measure. I had it on the floor last. Okay. Now let's look at one of these 90s here. Let's see where on the outside you measure from if you want to measure how far in the pipe's going to go. So the pipe goes in 1 1/16 inch is how far the pipe goes in. And if you measure on the outside, you measure exactly 1 inch. So basically it goes 1/16 of an inch further in. Measure, if you put it, okay, so that's actually not, that makes the math relatively easy. I like that. I can do that math. Okay, so to the bottom of the strut clamp from the inside of it is 41.5. So 41.5 plus however far we stick into the valve. We stick into the valve an inch, just an inch and 1/16. So 41.5 plus an inch is 42.5. We'll add a 1/2 inch tolerance. So 43 inches. So 43 is how long we want our first piece to be. Where's a marker? I want a marker. $43. Let's not forget 43. Okay, so we got our pipe here. $43 inches. Actually, let's see how square our end is first. Yeah, that end's kind of beat up. It's pretty square, but it's kind of beat up. Let's just go ahead and clean that up with the pipe cutter. The trick to getting it to release like this is you got to do. There we go. Okay, so let's check out this thing. I love this thing. Can't really get a great angle for you here. Oh, that's not too bad. There we go. Gotta be careful with this thing. Gotta be careful with that thing. Okay, let's see how easily that's going in. Okay, so that did leave a little bit of a flange on the outside, so we're gonna want to clean that up. We're gonna want to be doing that a lot of cleaning up of this end. I don't really want to do that by hand with a razor blade each time. That's gonna kind of suck. What do I want to use to do that? It's the OD. It's the OD it's flanged out a little bit on. I'm gonna want to clean up. I'm just gonna grab a big file to start with. I don't know if that's the best option or not, but I could foresee, well, maybe not a big file, maybe a nice file. I could see that being a pretty quick method of dealing with it. I don't think I have any purpose-built tools that would be especially fast at dealing with it. Okay. Yeah, file's doing a pretty fast job at dealing with this. I could certainly get a tool to do this on a drill much, much faster than this, but this isn't bad. Could be better, could be worse, could be a lot worse. Could be a lot worse. And I mean, once you get the pipe cement on this, it does soften up quite a bit. But I'm kind of doing this to make like the dry fitting easier. Oh, I really got that stuck on there. Okay, just a second. Ugh, come on. Come on. Okay, come on. Okay, note to self, don't do that again. It's coming off, just slowly. There we go. Okay, where did that get so hung up? Was it just the whole thing? I guess it, cause does this go in easy to this? No, not really. Huh. I guess this one's just a little bit larger than other pieces I've been using. That's interesting. Okay, let's measure out 43 inches on it and get this cut. Okay, that's 43 inches. Yep, that's 43 inches. Yeah, pencil sharpener is exactly the type of tool I was thinking about. Okay, I can show you this one a lot easier. There we go, 43 inches. Hey, look at that. Cool. Okay, so this does bring up some questions about order of operations on my glue up. So that's interesting. Would I rather be doing my horizontal run first or my vertical run first? I don't know. What I do know is that I'm ready to do my vertical run right now, and I'm not ready to do my horizontal run right now. So I'm tempted just to glue up my vertical run right now, and then learn later why I may or may not regret gluing my vertical first instead of my horizontal first. If anybody's got some words of wisdom for me, I would really appreciate them right now if I'm going to be making a huge mistake here, but I think I'm just going to go for it. I think in this case, the sooner I get something glued, the sooner I learn what I'm doing wrong, and the sooner I'll get it done. Let's see here, does this look like the right length? Yeah, that looks right. Okay, cool. Let's clean this and well, I guess both ends are cleaned up. Let's grab a different 90, see if I got one that maybe fits a bit looser. Maybe it's a different side of the 90 that fits loose. Not that it really matters. I guess I'm just going to be gluing it up. Is there a reason I have to glue it all now? When I'm doing the 90s, I think I really am only going to be gluing one side at a time. That's my thought. So I'm like, if I'm gonna be gluing one side at a time, I might as well get something glued all the way up, right? And I'm not gonna run this stream until I'm done with this. I know that I'm gonna be doing another part to this stream, so I kind of want to get something glued today and kind of find out what mistakes I'm making and what I'm overlooking. And this is kind of a low-ish consequence place to be doing this because it's not that long of a piece. So I think I'm going to just start with my glue up now. At least for this piece in particular. Yeah. Every time I test, yeah, I get the same thing whenever I test fit too. Well, sometimes. That 90 up there, I haven't been getting the same issue. And I kind of think it's the 90 side that's actually tight. Yeah, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this or not. But you can kind of see if I change my lighting around. I know, I have a flashlight in my pocket. Yeah, you can see like halfway up there. That's where I'm kind of stopping right now. Yeah, you know, I think I'm gonna go ahead and glue this. Let's find out what gluing it in here is like. I haven't done any of my glue up in this room yet, so I'm sure that's gonna change parts of the process slightly. Okay, let me go run and grab my primer and glue real quick. Where is my primer and glue? I have a theory about where it is, but... I was correct. So I got the heavy duty gray cement, and I will say it's quite thick, and it really, really likes to ooze out into the joint. You know, I'm going to move this long piece I'm not using right now so I don't trip on it later. Managing trip hazards, especially when you're doing projects like this, really does require constant vigilance, and oh boy, am I creating a lot of potential ones right now. Okay, so we got clear primer and heavy duty gray cement. Extra reinforzato. Cool. Thin coat in the fitting, thick coat on the pipe. Let's get our extraction. So, you know, it's gonna be slightly easier just to move the ladder than it's gonna be to move this thing around very far. Okay, let's get the extractor going. Let's see how my extractor setup's doing. Do a quick smoke pin check. Yeah, well, it definitely goes in a lot easier when you got the cement in it. It just makes it so you can't really do an accurate dry fit check for your dimensions. Yeah, that's doing a pretty good job actually. Even all the way out here maybe? Not quite all the way out there, so we'll move a little bit closer. There we go. Yeah, that's doing a solid job now. Let's turn that some for the camera. Oh real good. Well, I don't smell anything yet, so that's a good sign. Still don't smell anything. Okay, I'm liking this setup. There's our primer application. Not a whiff of it. Oh, this is great. Gotta do this kind of fast. No, don't want to get any on the tip. And we want to go pretty thin on the inside of this side. Yeah, a little bit thick on one part there. And I'm running out of time here. Okay, that should be good. Okay, a little bit much on my application there, but that's okay. And hold for 30 seconds, and we should be good to go. Cool. First solvent weld done. Well, not done yet. See if we can't clean that up a bit. I don't know what I got on hand because I don't really want to use my hands, but yeah, that'll work. Probably not quite kosher, but a lot better than what it was. Okay, then we can check down in there, make sure we didn't have it flange out too much on us or anything. Oh, that looks real good. I'm happy with that. Cool. Yeah, that looks good. Sweet. Who knew all of those years fixing sprinklers would come in handy for microscopes? Oh, as soon as I move that away, I can cut my first little whiff of it, so let's get those caps. Well, actually, I don't know why I'm moving all this around, because we're looking at the other end now, too. Because the other end is a union, because it's a union valve we're using, so we can just take off one of our ends here. And very, very important that we remember to put this part onto the pipe in the correct direction, or we are going to regret that later. So we've remembered the most important part. Well, there's a lot of important parts, but that certainly is an important part. Yeah, I only caught a whiff of it when I moved the ladder when I had these still open a bit. So I'm pretty happy with my ventilation. Okay, that's the primer. Go a little bit lighter this time on this. A little bit more. a little bit more. I'm going a bit slow here. Probably should be going faster. Okay, let's ship it. There we go. Okay, I got a bit much on that one. You see I got some that kind of went in the middle there. That's pretty easy to remove at this stage, fortunately. There we go. That cleaned up real well. Cool. I haven't used this thick stuff before this project. This has never been nearly as big of an issue for me when I've been using thinner stuff than this. Okay, not quite as smooth as it could have been, but pretty good. I am pretty happy with how it, well, relatively happy with how it turned out on the outside. Oh, I used the white part of the bag there, and that got all over the pipe. That's funny. Okay, if I'd done that a bit earlier, that would have cleaned up a little bit nicer, but that's not too bad. There's our first, Oh. Hello. Come on, there we go. Are you focused? Can't tell if you're focused. That looks pretty focused. Well, there's our first glued up section. Nice. Okay, so now that I've got ends on it, I can't as easily just throw it into the clamps anymore. So I'm going to have to actually open those clamps up all the way to get this put in. So I think we will, I got some glue out on this ladder. Let me grab a paper towel to wipe that up real quick so that that stops being smelly. Yeah, this thick glue is not as forgiving to work with in this small of a diameter. Kind of just leave that there. And cool, let's pull some clamps apart. Grab our piece. Enjoy your fishing. Not sure how much more I'll do tonight. I'm just happy I got the streaming setup all going. And we got 2 joints glued. We got a whole piece of pipe here. That's 100% more pipe on the wall than we had before. Oh. Okay. I think we'll just throw all 3 rubber pieces on. Oh, I messed up. Anybody see my mistake? Anybody see my mistake now? I'm gonna guess that at least one time during this project, I glue a piece together without the union valve part on. Okay. At least once, right? Don't know when. Don't know why. Well, I can make some. I could guess why. Oh, look at this. There's pipe on the wall. This is exciting. Come on, get in there. Hey, look at that. Cool. Hey. There's no way this is not going to be incredibly entertaining to me. This is cool. Check that out. Ta-da! There's pipe on the wall. Yeah. I would take that bet too, you know? Oh! That's the floor. So there's what we glued up. And that's the 90. Progress. It is indeed progress. You gotta start somewhere. Okay. Well, I guess we'll see how level we got it. I think it's a little bit tilted to one side at the moment. Yeah, just a bit. Actually, oh, that's pretty much dead on. Oh no, it is a bit tilted. Yeah, it's pretty minor. It's within the bars. I mean, this isn't my clown room too, so like, you can't tell what's level in this room at all. This room like breaks your brain. It's amazing. I love it so much. Thank you, Shab Levy, for playing the most amazing practical joke on me from like literally beyond the grave. I give a lot of credit to Shab for this one. This is an amazing practical joke to play on somebody. Okay, let's time is it? I think we can do one more tonight. I think we'll do one more. I think we'll do one more tonight. I think we'll do the piece that goes next to it. That seems like fun. Yeah, let's do the piece that goes next to it. Okay, cool. So we got to figure out what we want our offset here to be. So let's go ahead and put our valve on, just so we have it. Is there a certain direction that flow is supposed to be on these? I think there is a certain direction you're supposed to have flow going. Yeah, there is. Okay. Well, they're symmetrical as far as dimensions go. It's just how the O-rings seal that kind of determines how flow works on these. But that doesn't matter for figuring out what we need our spacing to be. What does matter, though, is that I have that up there at the correct height, which I'm pretty sure that is basically at the correct height. Yeah, that's pretty much at the height we need it at. So we're gonna go ahead and just make sure we add enough tolerance to this that it's not gonna matter. Well, actually, because flow, oh, okay, this is actually great. So because flow is gonna be different for each one, it turns out, well, let me see, is that how this works? No, that's not how this works. The valves are going to be the same angle either way. Okay, so flow doesn't really matter for valve spacing. Come on, there we go. Okay, you know what? We might call it a win, because it is almost midnight here. I think we'll call getting one pipe glued up a win for tonight. And I think we'll pick this back up tomorrow, when I am less likely to make dimensional mistakes with dimensions. And I gotta like decide spacing too, kind of. So that's gonna be best be done, I believe, after some rest. So cool. I think with that, if anybody else has got some feedback for me, I'll absolutely take it now. But I think we're going to be signing off for the night here. Let me check other places folks might be commenting. I wasn't really paying attention to Discords or anything. Just looking at the comment section. Da, 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 da. Okay. Well, I think with that, I'm going to be signing off. Maybe we'll do a little more wide shot of what we got done. Well, actually, that's a pretty good shot right there. Look at that. That's progress. That sure is some progress. So it's all uphill from here. Well, with that, I'm going to bid everyone farewell, and we'll pick this up tomorrow. Have a good one.